You're listening to Gay News.
The latest news from the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender and queer community. And now your host, Brandon CARMODY.
You're listening to Gay News. Today is July 20th, 2015. I'm Brandon CARMODY. We want to welcome our listeners in the United States and around the world. Here's your top LGBTQ headlines for July 20th. In our first story today, Thomas Roberts became the first openly gay anchor of an evening newscast on a major U.S. TV network on Saturday when he hosted NBC's Nightly News. Roberts, 42, tweeted that it was quite a big honor. He hosts MSNBC Live with Thomas Roberts, as well as Out There, a weekly online show about LGBTI issues. The veteran journalist came out in 2006 when it was still considered career suicide to do so, and married his partner of 12 years in 2012. There were a few openly gay evening news anchors on cable TV, notably MSNBC's Rachel Maddow and CNN's Anderson Cooper and Don Lemon, but Roberts is the first one for one of the big three networks. Congratulations, Thomas Roberts. In our next story, a 20-year-old Texas man has been charged with first-degree murder after he beat his teenage boyfriend to death. Brian Canchola got into a physical fight with Steven Sylvester, 18, at the apartment they shared in Austin early Friday morning after the young couple returned from a night of drinking. According to court documents, Sylvester died at the hospital from head injuries sustained while trying to protect his dog Harlow from Canchola. The roommate told police that he was woken up by fighting from the couple at 4:13 a.m. The roommate said Canchola, who appeared to be extremely intoxicated, punched Sylvester in the face, threw a heavy glass and beer bottles, and threatened to kill Sylvester's dog after accusing him of cheating. The roommate heard banging and violent crashing from the room the two men had shared, as well as Sylvester's dog yelping in pain. He said he heard Canchola scream, "Why would you cheat on me?" and Sylvester cry, "Let the dog go." The roommate forced his way into their room, where he noticed blood spattered on the walls, and drove Sylvester to the local medical center to seek assistance. But Sylvester returned home before receiving treatment. Canchola called the police at 5:15 a.m. to report he'd gotten into a fight with his boyfriend, who was unconscious and bleeding from his head. An officer at the scene wrote in an affidavit that Canchola had blood on his lips, hands, and feet. He also noted that there was a considerable lack of blood on Sylvester, which suggested to him that the body may have been cleaned up prior to his arrival. Autopsy results found that Sylvester suffered bleeding on the brain and a neck fracture showing signs of strangulation. Sylvester's dog also sustained injury indicative of strangulation. Canchola is currently in custody, with the bond set at $500,000. In our next story, the U.S. Supreme Court's ruling last month legalizing same-sex marriage nationwide has left Americans sharply divided. According to an Associated Press poll that suggests support for gay unions may be down slightly from earlier this year. The poll also found a near-even split over whether local officials with religious objections should be required to issue marriage licenses to same-sex couples, with 47% saying that should be the case and 49% saying that they should be exempt. Overall, if there's a conflict, a majority of those questioned think religious liberties should win out over gay rights, according to the poll. While 39% said that it's more important for the government to protect gay rights, 56% said protection of religious liberties should take precedence. The poll was conducted July 9th through July 13th, less than 3 weeks after the Supreme Court ruled that states cannot ban same-sex marriage. According to the poll, 42% support same-sex marriage and 40% oppose it. The percentage saying they favor legal same-sex marriage in their state was down slightly from the 48% who said so in an April poll. In January, 44% were in favor. Asked specifically about the Supreme Court ruling, 39% said they approve and 41% said they disapprove. In our next story, one of the same-sex couples featured in Hillary Clinton's presidential launch video married in Chicago on Sunday. In the video, which Clinton released in April to announce her bid for the Democratic presidential nomination, Jared Milred and Nathan Johnson appeared together holding hands and announced their plans to get hitched. Shortly after the Clinton campaign published the announcement video, Milred invited Clinton over Twitter to attend the wedding. According to CBS Chicago, Milred said Clinton chose not to attend so her appearance wouldn't take away from the ceremony. So rightfully pointed out that if she came to the wedding, it might distract from our special day, so we understand she supports us, Milred said. Clinton did send them a letter congratulating them on the occasion. Dear Jared and Nate, Congratulations on your wedding day. As you begin this exciting new chapter in your life together, I join your family and friends in wishing you the very best. Your lives will be richer and happier because you have chosen each other. May the coming years bring you laughter in the good times, courage in the tough times, growing wisdom, and enduring love. With warm regards, I am, sincerely yours, Hillary Rodham Clinton. In May, Clinton sent a thank you letter to Cassie Thornton and Christy Spitzer, another same-sex couple featured in the video. Thornton and Spitzer were married last month. Clinton officially announced her support for same-sex marriage in 2013. After the Supreme Court legalized same-sex marriage nationwide in June, Clinton called on Republican presidential candidates to drop their opposition to the issue. Milrad and Johnson's home state of Illinois legalized same-sex marriage in 2013. The law went into effect last year.